Hello and welcome. I'm Vijay Srinivas. India is bleeding, ladies and gentlemen, after 20 killed in a horrific terror strike in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam region in Anantnag district. The situation continues to remain grim and sad as the spine-chilling visuals of the attack are being widely circulated on social media. US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin has expressed their condemnation and condolences to India, and they said they'll stand in solidarity with India at this tragic moment. Joining me to discuss more is Mr. Manoj Joshi. He's the author and journalist, and most recently a task force member on national security, chaired by Mr. Naresh Chandra, to propose reforms in the country's security apparatus. So thank you very much for taking your time out and joining us on the Federal. Let me begin with this, sir. We understand that the resistance front, affiliated to the Lashkar-e-Toiba, has claimed responsibility for this particular attack in Anantnag district yesterday. We've got a barrage of such outfits, Pak-based outfits operating in J&K, including the Lashkar-e-Toiba, the Jaish-e-Mohammed, the Jamaat-ud-Dawa, the Hizbul Mujahideen, and so on. And how does the army arrive at a conclusion on who the actual perpetrators are?
I don't think as of now they have specific information on that. I think based on the past experience, we can say because this is the modus operandi of the Lashkar-e-Taiba. They wear army fatigues. They themselves have. I think in this case, I don't know whether they have actually claimed, but. There is no, in that sense, there is no specific information unless there is some kind of a claim. I'm not sure about that.
Could you also just give us a sense of what actually happens, on the ground with the security forces at this point of time?
The massacre has taken place already. So now the security forces will probably be hunting for the perpetrators in the hills and valleys around. They will probably be using maybe drones. Maybe they will be looking at all the intelligence that they have had, electronic intelligence. They will be trying to collect and see if they can pin down these people and find out where they are. Maybe these people are heading for the Pakistani border, but maybe they may have even taken local shelter somewhere. So, there are lots of possibilities. At this stage, we don't really know.
You've extensively covered Kashmir as a journalist. Do you think this could have been prevented, or you think this is something beyond the control of the Indian Army, considering the very nature of the area?
Pahalgam has not had an incident of this kind for a long time. And Kashmir is a spread out state. And also, if you look at the figures, incidents of violence against civilians have been going down. In 2001, for example, according to figures, more than 1,000 people were killed. Civilians were killed in Kashmir. But in the last couple of years, there have been about 35 people killed annually, civilians. You see, last year the figure is 31 killed. Now, suddenly this year, there is a massacre of this kind. 25 people have been killed. So, the authorities thought that the level of violence has come down, which it has. So they did not anticipate. And of course, killing civilians like the terrorists did does not require much bravery because these were people without arms, you see. So, and it's not possible to police every part of Jammu and Kashmir. So I think little bit there has been a sense of complacency that in the last 20 years, the level of terrorism, the level of civilian killings has come down. So as I said, it was 1,000 in 2001, 800 in 2002, it was about 127 in 2007. After that came below 100. And then in recent years, it has been, 33, 36, so this is over the whole state of Jammu and Kashmir. So I think, a certain amount of assessment by the forces was that there is not that much threat. The threat was not really anticipated. And as I told you, that Pahalgam has not had this kind of a killing for a long time. In 1993, some 6 foreigners were kidnapped from Pahalgam. One of them escaped, but the other five have vanished. We don't know where they are. And they were captured by terrorists, and the terrorists demanded various things. Their photographs are also there, but we have not been able to locate those people. So it's a really, even in Kashmir, Pahalgam is in a kind of a far off area.
The attack comes at a time when Prime Minister Modi is on a visit to Saudi Arabia. The Vance family is also here in the India right now on a 4-day visit. You also have the Amarnath Yatra that's coming up, and it's kind of peak tourism season in Kashmir. You see a lot of Hindu devotees traveling, considering the Pahalgam being the longer route to Amarnath. And most recently, Pakistan Army Chief had also rigged up the two-nation theory, where he said Kashmir is Pakistan's jugular vein. Should we really be connecting dots with these events?
I am not so sure about the connection between the Vance visit and the Prime Minister's visit to Saudi Arabia. But I definitely think that the rise of tourism in Kashmir, which indicated a kind of a normalcy there, that was something which the terrorists wanted to disrupt. And I think that was the goal. The goal was to disrupt the sense that things in Kashmir are returning to normal.
Okay, you've been an expert in strategic affairs, and understanding modus operandi, has been absolutely crucial for effective counter-terrorism activities. How do you see this has changed over the years? And while we unfortunately hear a lot of news about civilian casualties time and again, attack on tourists is very rarely heard of, as you rightly pointed out. In fact, the local economy thrives on this tourism, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Meaning that's the purpose. See, the terrorist goal and the Kashmiri separatist goal is not the same. There are a lot of Kashmiris support separatists. They support separatists separating from India, but that does not mean they want to see the destruction of the Kashmiri economy. But as far as the Pakistan-based terrorists are concerned, they don't care. So they have set out deliberately to target this tourism. They set out deliberately to target it, and they have succeeded.
Home Minister Amit Shah is already in Kashmir. Prime Minister Modi, who's now back in India after a bilateral meeting with Mohammed bin Salman, has also chaired a meeting right there at the Delhi airport as well. Both have said that terrorists won't be spared. What could actually be an ideal response to send perpetrators the right kind of message right now?
Well, after Pulwama, we attacked a place in Balakot, a terrorist training establishment. You see, after Uri, we conducted the surgical raids into Pakistan. So I would say that if the government has the guts, they should attack a terrorist facility in Pakistan. They have the knowledge. There is enough intelligence on where the terrorist facilities are, because I think you have to send a deterrent message after the Pulwama attack. That is why we attacked in Balakot.
That's right.
So you want to send the message, so you have to deter the Pakistani, and there should be no mistake that this is being supported 100% by the Pakistan army. So I think the message should be sent. As it is, we do not have normal relations with Pakistan now. There is no high commissioners, there is no trade, nothing happening. So the consequences of such an action, it should be carefully weighed. The government should, but the one thing the government should not do, which is to do nothing. It has to do something. This is a very serious thing. If you look at the history of Kashmir massacres, you will find, that there was an attack on Amarnath Yatra in 2017. 8 people were killed. In October 2019, in Kulgam, there was an attack. 6 people were killed. In April 2006, 35 people were killed. 2006 were massacred in Doda. But we have done nothing. So this will carry on. So there has to be some point where we should send a message to deter the Pakistanis.
Thank you very much for talking to the Federal, sir. Thank you. Pleasure talking to you.
Okay.